Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Archnemesis League 3.17. In this episode, I'm going to be gambling 2 doctors. Also, I'm going to show you guys how to get an infinite phase run so that the duration of your phase run is longer than 4 seconds because the cooldown is 4 seconds. And I'm also going to show you something really cool we found. It's a +1 lightning skills gem, +1 socket talisman, and then I want to go through what possibilities are unlocked with this, knowing that this is a thing. Oh my god. Alright, so to start it off, I wanted to go over the phase run. So pretty much for this, obviously, I said you want to have the 4-second buff. I lowered it actually to 4.03 because, yeah, we use increased duration 2020. I had a 2023, but it's not necessary. So instead of making people get that, yeah, I just simplified it 2020. And then we're using in this one an anomalous phase run because the quality gives you increased skill effect duration. And then you can actually get this to 50% with the amulet quality of all skills. This goes to 50%. So actually just increased duration phase run is actually enough. Then I actually did something else on top of it. I linked my anomalous immortal call and my anomalous custom damage taken to the increased duration, so it costs more mana. So it's 81. We have enough to use it. But then the immortal call has a 2-second cooldown and a 1.94 second duration. Pretty cool. It doesn't reset the cooldown during, so it still has the cooldown. It still isn't up all the time. It just means that it lasts 1.94 seconds instead of like 1.2. It's pretty nice actually. And then the anomalous was the cooldown recovery, so it's 2-2. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. That's the first one. Infinite phase run off of just anomalous phase run 2020, the increased duration 2020, and the 30 quality amulet. Easy. So this amulet, talisman, socket, anoint, look how good it is. So it rolled T2 dex, lightning skill gems, all leveled to all lightning skill gems, and then T1 life, and T1 fizz 2 attacks, and then lightning damage. And it's a lightning skills gem thing. And then you could change the anoint because there's this thing called tainted oils, and you can actually anoint corrupted items. So you could change the anoint on this too to anything you want. Then I realized, oh yeah, the +1 is not influenced anymore. The +2 is not influenced. We don't need a warlord hunter amulet to do it. So you can actually do talismans. That's really interesting. You would give up the attributes, you give up an Ashes of the Star. I'm not saying this is better. I'm just saying I'm giving everyone like, yo, this is another thing that we didn't know that was possible. It's new this season because of the change to the +1 level of all gems, or for all of them. They're all uninfluenced now. So being able to do talismans. How good is it? Well, you have like the extra socket. You have attributes, you have an extra zombie. These things seem really powerful. Like an extra zombie on the implicit, you can't get that through the corruption, so that one does seem insane. The extra socket, by the way, this seems fucking broken because we've gotten an extra socket on a Stygian Vice before. We run Unset Rings. An extra socket in the build? That's crazy, dude. With all the sockets we've already saved, this is really cool. So that's also a possibility. There's also just going, still adding an influence through Exalted Orb, Conqueror's Exalted Orb, and then you could corrupt it and go for like +1 curse, +1 max all res, maybe quant. They're still like normal things, but these are they were pretty much unobtainable before with the +2. Like this wasn't a thing, so yeah, now we could get a +2 with a zombie and maybe the base zombie. But then you wouldn't be able to have it fractured. So how would you get +2 and the zombie? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I really like this though. What could you get 2 zombies and a +1? Like, there's a lot of ideas here. We need to figure out how to craft this. This was just bringing it to the Day of Light so that. And then the idea is that you're gonna be crafting up the amulet and then taking it to Jorgen. Like, it's not like it's gonna change trade for us. Really, it's not. we're gonna have to craft these. It's gonna be really expensive. It has to beat an Ashes of the Star. We have to come together. It's pretty difficult for me to figure out if this is even worth it. That's my point. Like, we have to figure out together, chat, viewers, and a community. We come together in the comments. We'll talk about this, the extra socket or the zombies, and even we can continue the discussion even past this because it's just really cool, actually. I don't have Jorgen on my board right now, but we could buy Jorgen from somebody as well, and you would do Jorgen 3-star and then do the thing and transform this. And there's multiple tiers of talismans too. As you can see, this is a tier 1, so actually hitting the right one, like what are the odds, and then is it even, it's never gonna brick your amulet. It won't change the mods, it just changes the implicit, so you can get a bad implicit. That's the only thing. So even a bad one, is it really that bad? It's really cool, actually. And then what would be the best amulet to do, and where you want to keep it cheap if you're going to have to do multiple of them. It's almost like a double corruption without the brick. This shit is so cool, though. The extra zombie sounds like one of the big ones for me, or the attributes for the attribute snacking to compete with a Great Wolf. This is actually funny because we go, the other one, you could just use a Great Wolf talisman with 2 zombie and increased attributes, and then you don't have to mess with this. But this gets you the extra levels and zombies potentially and attributes, and like what can it do? How much can you get out of this? What's the most power? It's really cool, and it might be able to compete with a god Great Wolf, Eyes of the Great Wolf, which is, that's broken. Talismans are meta. Talismans are meta. Okay, and then my final thing. Yeah, we're gambling 2 doctors. I hope you guys enjoy the clips. Before we go into the Dr. Gamble, I want to show you guys a page I found about talismans and something interesting. So, this is PoEDB for the Talisman League, and these are the 35 different talismans that you can get. So then it broke it down into tiers, and the one that scares me down here, tier 4. Now, does this mean that if you did... if you do the one with Jorgen, with the Mastermind, then you get a Great Wolf, and it won't actually have any implicit? So probably not. And then you have to target specifically the Jorgen tier that you want, because the star level, I think, indicates which tier you're going to get. So, for example, if you wanted tier 3, he would have to be tier 3, and I think this would be tier 4 where you do Mastermind. So anyways, and this also has to be in research. You have to get him in research. It keeps all explicits. Jorgen's level affects the tier of the talisman implicit, and it corrupts the item. And the item is actually it has to be uninfluenced and uncorrupted amulet to do this. Yeah. Okay, so here we have, you can get physical damage as extra random element. We don't use this in minions. 10% to gain endurance charge on kill. This would be fine in spiders, or if we use the Gravebind, you could get endurance charge on kill, but we don't do that. Increased damage, we don't need that. Physical damage reduction, 6% is like 1.5 endurance charges. That's pretty good. Area of effect, don't need it. Increased attributes, that's pretty good in a strength stacker. Quantities, pretty cool for MF. Projectiles, pierce, we don't do that. This is a lot of life, 12%, that's a lot. You can see those were the tier 3s. So out of the tier 3s, maybe attributes, maybe quantity, maybe physical damage reduction, maybe endurance charge on kill if you're a spider build, or if you're using Gravebind. Tier 2, you have the pierce. You have the life, so life is fine. Doriani's with this seems pretty good, converting 50% of lightning damage from hits into fire or cold, so that you don't have to have as much armor. This is probably pretty good. Otherwise, the Great Wolf, where you do 100%, is better, or you have to have like a crazy amount of armor. And then there's also the option of what the hell? You do the 50%, and then you don't have to have as much armor. Yeah. 50% of cold, and 50% of fire. And then we have increased global defenses is pretty good. 25%. This is just basically 25% increased evasion, 25% increased armor. That's pretty good. Chance to freeze, shock, and ignite. We don't do that. Global crit strike multi doesn't work on the minions. 2% regen is decent. Crit strike chance, don't need it unless we were trying to crit. Attack damage, don't need it because it doesn't affect the minions. This isn't minions. This could help us summon or cast or flame dash, you know, do things. Decent, but we don't really use it. Fish bite sensitive. Oh, we're on to tier 1s, by the way. These are tier 1s. Fish bite sensitivity. What? Maximum number of zombies. So it's actually a tier 1. You would do a tier 1. You don't want chaos. You don't want global fizz. You don't want cold, lightning, fire. Oh, we could do mana and 1 socket. So if you go back now, this goes all the way back. This talisman that I got, wherever I put it, I just moved it. Yeah. This talisman is a tier 1, matches the thing over here. That's all I wanted to show. So we have tier 1. We would go for the socket, the mana, maybe the zombie, or probably as the main one. Global defenses is fine. Like, it's just showing you that there's technically some other ones you could hit that aren't bricks. Okay, so it stops. We'd be doing tier 1 probably. We're trying to go for the zombie if we were doing this for zombie. Or it's the attributes if you were doing strength stacker, and it's socket, zombie, or mana, and it's a lot of bad rolls. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rolls. So it's like a 3 and 12. 9 of them are pretty bad. Yep, that's what you're looking at, and that's to get an extra zombie while still doing a normal amulet. That's pretty crazy. That actually seems pretty cool. It isn't that bad, and it's not a double corruption, so the amulets aren't bricked. So you actually start to... the idea is, let's say I craft 12 of them to get mine. 11 of them go unused, so people below that don't have the extra 1 zombie can use the ones that I've turned into talismans. They lose their implicit, but then they'd be like relatively cheap compared to if they weren't being produced for talismans is cool. Talismans is cool. That's what I'm saying overall. And enjoy the Dr. Gamble. 63k in the end. We're gonna win. Easy 4, dude. We're getting 4. Oh my god, get shit on to 10. Here we go. Boom. 2. We go again. You guys don't worry. We'll just keep the point. Okay, ready? Boom. 4! Yes! 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 Woo! Easy game! So now we are halfway to a headhunter. Let's get that shit today. Let's go, boys. It's too easy. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And thank you guys for all the support. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye! Don't forget to like the video. Let's get 75 likes in one day.